Hi guys, it's me, Sabrina, again. And I know that I just posted a video just the other day, but since I posted that, and even before that, I started getting like questions in, which is great. That's what I want. Like I want these videos to, reach somebody. But I've gotten a lot of questions, and some of them are transition related. Some of them not quite so much. Some of them might seem a little ridiculous, maybe not, but I just thought it might be a fun way to answer them all in one go. So instead of a normal trans talk video, this is questions and answers with Sabrina. 20 questions, maybe. Actually, I think there's like 23 questions. Um, so to start off, the first question that I have is, what medications slash hormones are you on? Well, I am on, and I'm going to apologize now. I do not know how to pronounce them properly, so I'm probably going to butcher the hell out of them. But I am on spirolactone. I call it Spiro, or just my T blockers. I am on estradiol, which is my estrogen. And then I am on progesterone, which is basically the hormone that women produce when they get pregnant. Um, I take those, and that's it for now. They're in pill form. And I also want to apologize for my appearance. I got done working, so this is after work. Slip something comfortable on. My next question is how long have you been on HRT? For those who don't know, HRT is hormone replacement therapy, and I started November 24th. November, December, January, February, March. So 4 months. 4 months. I've been on HRT. Number three, and this is one of the questions I get asked all the time, and it seems to be the one of the $1 million questions. I wasn't really gonna answer this one at first, but again, these videos are you know to help people, whether it be other trans individuals or allies. So number three is, are your breasts real? So these are my breasts. And to answer the question, yes and no. I know, such a complicated answer. So, yes, I do have breasts. The hormones have given me roughly about an A cup. Like I said, 4 months. From generally changes from what I was told. From what I was told, generally breast development, physical changes like that don't usually start until about 3 to 6 months, I believe, is what I was told. Here I am on 4, and I am about an A cup. So what you see here, those that's me. But these, this part here, I should say. So like, this is me. I got about a handful, and I kind of have it like pushed up a little bit to give me the cleavage that I have. Um, I don't know if I should do this, but this part here is silicone. Now, they are silicone breasts that I got from Amazon. They cost me $45, and they are, I have a D, um, and they are the breast forms. They come with the nipple, everything. $45, I think, is what I paid. It might have been like 52 with shipping and tax or whatnot. But they are the ones that are made for women who have had mastectomies, or for drag queens or trans women. Um, I hardly ever go out without them. Most, like, when I first got them, I actually slept with them on too. I just, for me, I want that womanly figure, and I'm impatient. So I wear them basically until mine grow more. Um, like I said, I'm not going to show you my boobs. Sorry for those who thought I was going to, or maybe the person who asked me that question. Not going to show you my boobs, but I have about an A cup, a nice handful, you know, um, and that was all hormones. So, again, to answer the question, yes, I've got real breasts. No, I'm not a natural D. Moving on. Number 4. What should I expect when starting HRT? All right, so I'm going to start this answer off with everybody's different. Everybody is different. Everybody experiences things in a different way. Normally, my videos, like I said, when I do my trans talk videos, I always throw the disclaimer in that I'm not a licensed professional, I'm not a doctor, and I don't have all the answers. But one thing that I do know is that, again, everybody's different. So, like, a regular medication, person A might react this way to it, person B might not, or vice versa. So, same thing with hormones. What I experienced might not be what you experience. What I experienced when I first started my hormones, the entire first week, it really got to me emotionally. Um, no physical changes right off the bat. But emotionally, I was all over the place. Um, and language warning here, it was the week of Thanksgiving, and the entire week, my one sister was exposed to me and my emotional ranges. And her and my mother and everyone looked at me on Thanksgiving and said, you've been a raging cunt, right? So, for those who don't like that word, I do apologize. It is one of my favorite words to use. You can be so creative with it. But those were their exact words. Or, like I was just all over the place emotionally. Like one minute I was happy, and then I was sad, and then I wanted to murder somebody. Like it was just, oh my God. Um, and then, you know, trying to remember what besides emotionally what else I experienced. Mainly it was emotionally at first. Now my doctor did before she prescribed me the hormones the same day as my appointment, the same day she did blood work, but she had actually contacted me and told me that I had started with a higher level of estrogen than I had testosterone in my body. So she did mention that the HRT would not work better. I can't remember the exact phrasing she used, but because I started with more estrogen in my body, the I was gonna have an easier transition, which is why, like, I started changing physically really quickly. Um, when I first started, I was actually told that I looked like I had been on HRT for at least 6 months, and at that point, I hadn't been. So I guess I got a little head start, so to speak. Um, let's see, what else should you start? I got and I don't. I've talked to other trans women, and they don't. Not all of them. Ugh, not all of them have experienced this, but I've gotten a period. So obviously I, didn't bleed or anything like that, but like I would get really bad cramps in my abdomen area and um cravings. Oh my God, did I just have like the weirdest cravings, and like my body got super sensitive. Like I was just so irritable, you know, at everything. Like it was intense. My cramps felt like I was just being stabbed with like a double-edged sword, like repeatedly. And it just like there were days where I just wanted to like curl up in the fetal position and just cry. Like I didn't want to move. I didn't want anyone to talk to me, look at me, certainly not touch me, Um, yeah, no, um, yeah, again, everybody's different. Just because I experience these things doesn't mean that you will. Um, but yeah, no, it's definitely a mixed bag, so to speak. Question number 5. Do you plan on getting GRS? Okay, so for those who don't know, GRS is gender reassignment surgery. And if you watched my last video, I did mention that yes, what I have currently is not going to be there forever. My doctor actually made the referral. Um, I just personally want to wait until all this coronavirus quarantine thing, like everything. I want to wait to actually schedule the appointment until after all this blows over. Um, there are as much as I want that, I am not a selfish woman, and I do understand that there are more important concerns right now. Um, but yes, the ultimate goal is to get GRS. Number 6. What is your type? Well, so as I said in the last video, I don't necessarily have a type. Um, the only qualifications, there's two. There's two qualifications. One, you have to be male. Now, that does not necessarily mean biological. As long as you are a man. I am a straight woman, so I'm only interested in men. And the other stipulation is I have to be attracted to you. That's it. You know, um, I don't, I'm not the type of woman that only likes tall, buff dudes. I'm not one that likes, I'll only date bears. I'm not, I don't have a physical type. I if I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. You could have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Your smile could just light up the room. I don't know. I don't know. Just something about you has to be attractive to me. And again, you have to be male. So, you know, um, that's my type. Number 7. In your last video, you mentioned you hooked up with a trans man. Could you date a trans man, and how did that experience change your life? Okay, so to answer the first part of that question, yes, I could date, marry, be happy with a trans man. Kind of goes back to that whole what is my type? I don't have one. And trans men, again, as I stated before, trans men are men, plain and simple. Sorry, guys. Sorry to those who don't agree with me or whatnot, but nope, trans men are men. So, yes, to answer that question, I could absolutely be happy, date, marry, whatever, a trans man. I have to be attracted to that trans man, but yeah, I could. How has that changed my life? Okay, so, uh, and this is funny that I am telling you guys this because I don't believe that I've even told him this. So, hey, if you're watching, surprise. You. So that experience that I had with that individual, um, it really was a huge impact on my life. It was one of the best sexual experiences that I've experienced. Um, and like like I said in my last video, I don't like this part of me. But in that moment, I didn't mind it. Like, I didn't mind that it was there. I didn't mind that he was touching it. Like, I didn't mind that, it was being used. I did not mind it at all whatsoever. And that for me that is a very rare occurrence because, all my life I've hated that part of me, you know. Oh my god, excuse me. Um on top of that, and you know, eh, not necessarily safe for work or, minors, but porn. My porn interests changed. Um, you know, at the time, I was living as a gay man, so I would watch exclusively gay porn. And even now, um, after my transition, like I still like to watch men on men. Like, I don't know. I find men on men hot, you know. But I 99% watch gay trans men porn. Like that's 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 what gets me going. Like, um I will watch, you know, um trans woman, trans man, but like yeah. Um that like this gentleman has no idea the impact that our encounter um has had, like I'm definitely attracted to trans men. Again, not every trans man, just like I'm not attracted to every cis, male. But yeah. Number 8. How did you pick your name? All right, so I have the biggest fascination with the supernatural. And I know that on YouTube you're not really supposed to divulge personal, like, too personal of information. Like, if I get a stalker, I'll just move or something. I don't know. So, for those who don't know, my full name, or the name that I chose, is Sabrina Antoinette Nightingale. And again, very big into the supernatural. I wanted something that I liked. I wanted something that was elegant, classy, So I picked names from 3 of my favorite witches. Now, they are not my top 3 favorite, but they were the names that I came up with that to me flowed nicely. So, of course, Sabrina from Sabrina Spellman, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or, more currently, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. Antoinette is actually her Aunt Hilda's middle name. And then Nightingale, I got that from Cassandra Nightingale from the Good Witch series. I think that's on Hallmark. They started out as movies and then became a TV show. I love the name Nightingale, and I wanted something that flowed with that. Um, you know, uh, since we're on the topic of witches, 2 of my favorite witches are Hermione and Ginny from Harry Potter, and then, of course, the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. Unfortunately, I could not find a variation. Um, those would have to be my top 5 favorite witches: the Hermione, Ginny, and then the Sanderson sisters. But I could not find a name that I liked with a variation of their names. So I went with Sabrina Antoinette Nightingale. Number 9. Oops, almost skipped one. Number 9. How can I go about legally changing my name? All right, so this is a difficult question for me to answer. So it does vary per your location. Um, each state, each county has a different method, a different route that you have to go. The county that I am in, I tried to file myself, and I could not find the documents that I needed to change my name legally. When I called the courthouse, they told me that they did not know what documents I needed and that I needed to contact an attorney, and they would be able to provide me the documents, or at least inform me of where I could find the documents, where I could file my legal name change. Unfortunately, none of the attorneys in my county wanted to provide any of that information for free. They wanted to be hired. So I personally had to hire an attorney. Um, and with the attorney fees, with all of the things that you have to do to legally change your name, for me, it's going to cost about $1,500 when it's all said and done. Um, but if you are in a location where someone is willing to provide you that information, it's much cheaper and I feel much quicker to be able to file on your own. I feel like my name's not legally changed at the moment. And then again, with this shutdown and everything, I think it's going to be delayed even longer, of course. But I feel like my name would legally be changed by now had I been able to find the documents I needed to do it myself. Alright, so, excuse me. Question number 10. Am I still trans if I don't do HRT? Alright, so, again, I do not have all the answers. Again, I am not a licensed professional. Personally, and this is just my personal opinion, I think that if you identify with a gender that you were not assigned to at birth, you are trans. I believe that if you do not identify with either gender, you are non-binary. I don't think taking hormones, I don't think taking a medication determines whether you're trans or not. The only person who really could answer that is yourself. Um, the hormones is the route I chose to go. That's what I wanted. I wanted my own breasts. I want the changes that come with taking the hormones. But personally, I don't think that you have to be doing HRT, taking hormones, to be classified as trans. My personal feeling on the matter. Number 11. Books or movies? Yep, I told you some of these were just random off the wall questions. So I am a huge reader. I love books. Absolutely love books. However, being an adult and having a full-time job that, most weeks I work 60 plus hours. Now, that's 20 hours of that is overtime, and we're not currently doing that because of the coronavirus and the shutdown and quarantining and stuff like that. I don't have time to read as much as I used to. Um, I'm actually surprised I'm awake right now because I do have to work again tonight. But I am an avid reader. I love books. I feel like, books take us to another world. Um, if given the choice, I would rather read a book than watch a movie. However, like I said, being a very busy adult, um, I tend to lean more towards movies now, because, most movies are what, 2 hours, 2.5? Um, and, there are the movies that are based on books that, may or may not be as loyal to the books as, they should be, but they're still enjoyable. So if given the choice, I would go with books. Number 12. Are you a Democrat or a Republican? Number 12. I'm not answering that. I am not I'm not a big talker on politics. I have my personal beliefs and I know my personal choices. Um, I don't know. Like, I grew up being taught that there are just basically two things you don't talk about, and that is politics and religion. Now, I do talk about religion more than I do politics because I like to educate people about my religion. I am pagan, for those who did not know. And I do follow the Greek pantheon, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, etc., etc., etc. Um, yeah, I talk about my religion to educate. Politics, I don't know. I just feel like that's a really, really touchy subject. So I just try to avoid that altogether. I do vote, make that very clear. I do vote. I am involved in politics, especially, now as an out and proud trans woman. I'm very involved. I just prefer not to discuss unless I know without a doubt that I am within like minded company. Number 13. Will HRT ugh. Will HRT change my voice? If you were going from female to male, I believe the answer to that is yes. Now, I have that's not a question that I have asked any of my male friends. Um, but testosterone thickens the vocal cords. And cis men, trans men, when they go through puberty, or in trans men's cases, their second puberty, the testosterone, I believe, thickens their vocal cords, which makes their voice deeper. For us, trans women, our first puberty with the testosterone thickened our vocal cords. That's why, like, you hear men, boys, whatever, during puberty, their voice just fluctuates and gets pitchy. Their vocal cords are thickening. However, once the damage um, that testosterone does, it can be undone by estrogen. So, no, HRT will not change your voice if you are male to female. There are two things you can do, as far as I know. There is vocal coaching, I think is what it's called. It's when you try to you consciously train your voice to talk maybe in lighter tones, higher pitches. And then there is a surgical procedure where they can go in and file your vocal cords down, um, which gives you the higher um, pitches. Uh, let's see. Number 16. Oh, no, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Number 14. Your skin looks amazing. What products do you use? So, funny story. So, everybody, I hear that so often. It's, my skin. And other than getting my laser hair removal treatments, I don't really use product on my skin. Every now and then, I'll treat myself to a good facial. Um, I love the peel masks. I really love those. I don't do that very often. I don't have the time. But I do shave every night as of the moment, until my laser treatments are complete. I do shave every day. And I use conditioner. I use conditioner. I don't know if it's healthy for your skin. I don't know, but it helps me get a closer shave, and it lubricates the skin. So conditioner, that's what I use. Ah, number 15. What are your thoughts about trans people using bathrooms? that should kind of be of a no-brainer. Personally, I think that any individual, trans, cis, non-binary, I truly believe that they should use whatever bathroom they feel comfortable in. Now, I'm a woman. I identify as a woman, and I never felt comfortable using a man's room. Um, you know, that's really it. Like, contrary to popular belief, trans people aren't claiming to be trans to violate anybody. Like, when I first came out, my work was fantastic. They still are. But they were fantastic. They even told me point blank, you can use the women's room. And, for the most part, I did not have any issues. There were a few older female or coworkers that did have an issue with it, and their reasons were, in my opinion, completely ridiculous. Because I just wanted a place to relieve myself. That's it. Like a place where I felt comfortable relieving myself. And, not only that, but I also wanted the other people using the same bathroom to be also comfortable. So, as a man, you know, how would you feel about going into the men's room and seeing someone who looks like a woman using your bathroom, standing there washing her hands in the men's room? Like, and I could tell, like, because I did at first. I continued to use the men's room before I got permission from the higher ups, and I could tell that I was making the men uncomfortable. And I myself was uncomfortable. So trust me when I say that it was a huge relief when management told me that I could use the women's room. And I feel like it took some time for the older women to understand, like, hey, she just really wants a place to relieve herself or fix her makeup or wash her hands. Like, I don't go in there. Again, I'm not interested in women whatsoever. Um, so trust me when I say that I am not in there to take a peek at anybody. I am in there to do my business, wash my hands, and get the hell out of there. That's it. So truly, I really do believe that anyone should use the bathroom they're most comfortable using for the right reasons. Number 16. Xbox or PlayStation? Answer is both. I currently have a PlayStation. I did have an Xbox, and I would like to get another Xbox. There are games that are Xbox exclusives. There are games that are PlayStation or Sony exclusives, like Spider-Man, which is a game that I do have. Um, both. Um, I would love to have every gaming console. Wii, Switch, an Atari. Like, I like to game. Number 17. Would you keep your, I'm going to change the word to clit, for someone? No. If that is the only reason why somebody is with me, they shouldn't be with me. Um, so, I mean, I guess the question could be taken as a two-part, sorry guys, something in my eye. Two-part, I guess. Like, if somebody asked me to keep it, definitely not. Um, like, if I got with a trans man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like that part of me. I would love to have a vagina. Like, I've always wanted one. Probably no. No, I don't think I'd keep it for anyone. Like, it's my body and I have to feel comfortable in it. And I'm not saying that the possibility of me meeting somebody who, makes me come to like that part of myself isn't possible. But as of right now, like, I've got no doubts. Like, I don't want it. Sorry, guys. Number 18. Would you relocate for a relationship? So, funny story, I've relocated twice for relationships. Across the country, twice for relationships. I had moved, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and I moved to Reno, Nevada for a polyamorous relationship that did not work out. And then I stayed in Reno after the relationship ended because I loved it out there. Still do, would love to move back. But then I met a gentleman who lived in Connecticut, and after flying back and forth for a little bit and getting to know each other, I up and moved to Connecticut. I am not opposed to relocating for a relationship. Um, I do feel like I've had to start over each time. And obviously, I am single, so neither any of them have worked. So if I were to relocate, I would want to be 99% sure that this time it would, work. Um, so yeah, I would relocate for a relationship. Um, but that would be there'd be a lot of commuting first, I feel, depending on where said person is. Number 19. How does your family feel about your transition? You know, they struggle with my name. They struggle with using the correct pronouns. But my family accepts and loves me for who I am. Um, you know, I feel like they're okay with it. Again, because, they do try. So, I mean, there's that. Um, but I haven't been disowned. I haven't been cut off. I haven't been treated any differently than I was before. So I'm gonna go with they're okay with it. Okay, a few interesting ones here. Number 20. Does your penis still work on hormones? I really hate the word penis. But yes and no. So I started hormones. Everything was same old, same old. But the further I get into it, the less things down there want to work. I'm currently at the point right now where I still have reactions. They're not as frequent. Um, I don't wake up with. I don't wake up. I'm trying to say this as PG as possible, but I really don't know how. Um, I don't wake up with. This is really difficult. I don't wake up with the normal morning position. Um, I don't like most times. Like I have to be extremely turned on for that to even react at all. Like I could be turned on and it's just swaying in the breeze. Um, I it it works, just not as much anymore. Um, yeah, okay. That was awkward. Number 21. How has sex changed for you? Again, kind of referencing the last question. Um, so that doesn't work often. It works, just not often. So, being a recipient during sexual encounters, I do have an orgasm, but rarely is it a physical orgasm. Um, I've described this to my cis female friends, and basically they have said that I just had a regular old female orgasm. Um, being the recipient during sex, um, if the guy is doing his job correctly, there becomes a point where, like, right in my, like, I don't know, my stomach, abdomen area, there's like this just massive buildup of pressure, and like my entire body breaks out in goosebumps, and the pressure in my abdomen just keeps building and building and building until like it feels like there's this invisible hook that is coming down at the center of this pressure, and it's just trying to essentially pull my soul from my body. Um, like most times when I'm getting like that feeling, and like I said, it feels like this invisible hook is coming down and like latching on to that build up pressure, and then it's removing it from my body. Like my body sort of like arches with it, and then the feeling of, again, the best way I can describe it is that my soul is leaving my body. So, um, yeah, sex has definitely changed. It's definitely a lot less physical, I think is the word I want to use, physical. Um, like you may not see that I'm reacting, but I am reacting. And honestly, I feel like these orgasms are more intense than they were before my transition, when I was actually having a physical reaction and a physical release. Like, these ones are so much more intense and, in my opinion, so much more pleasurable. Oh, okay. That was what, 21. 22. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Okay, well, this video is already long enough. So I will try to make this as short and sweet as possible. So, my name is Sabrina. I am turning. Wow, okay. I know a lady never discusses her age, but I'm turning. Blah, 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 turning 32 next month. Um, I come from a big family. I have 8 brothers and sisters. I've got 4 brothers, 4 sisters. Um, I work in a plastic factory. Which, yes, does mean that I'm still currently working during this um, virus outbreak and shutdown, and everything. Let's see. I am in the family line. I am number 6. Yes, I've got three below me. So yes, I'm number 6. So 6 of 9. I've got 3 cats. I've got all females. I have Hera, Athena, and Persephone. Yes, Greek goddesses. Huge animal lover. I am terrified of snakes. Mildly afraid of heights, but I love roller coasters. Love amusement parks. Um, I really like anything that kind of gets the adrenaline pumping. Like, I'm a huge adrenaline junkie. But like standing on a ladder or a stool or anything, like, I'm mildly afraid of heights. Um, Not as scared of the dark anymore. Um, I do not like extremely tight places. Like, I'm okay in an elevator. I'm not really claustrophobic in general, but there's just some places that are just too tight and too claustrophobic. Huge caffeine junkie. Love coffee. My blood is basically coffee. Um, Oh, again, kind of referencing a previous question. So, my favorite witch, two of my favorite witches are Hermione and Ginny. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Um, I don't even think a huge is a word to describe it, actually. Um, I have, I solemnly swear that I'm not up to no good. I have coffee mugs, I've got posters, I've got like almost all the Funko Pops. Like, I love Harry Potter. Can definitely never go wrong with anything Harry Potter. Um, I really don't know what else to say about me. Maybe I'll do another Q&A and you can ask me specific questions if you want to know. All right. And the last question, question number 23. How much has your appearance changed? Tough question because I personally don't feel like, I mean, I see the changes. I see the physical changes. I don't personally feel like it was like it's been that drastic. However, everyone around me says otherwise. Like I said, my name is not currently legally changed yet, so I still have my male ID. Anytime I get carded, they do not accept it. Point blank. I tried to cash a check at Walmart one time. They thought I was trying to cash it for somebody else. I can't buy alcohol without getting carded. I can't buy cigarettes without getting carded. Um, Anything that like you have to be 17 or old, like my ID just doesn't get accepted. Um, I will. I don't like doing this, but I am going to try to find real quickly, as quick as I can, try to find a picture of me before my transition. I don't know how well it'll translate to the screen here. Um, Here, let me see real quick. I don't know how well it'll translate, but maybe you might be able to see the difference. Um, hmm, so sorry. Maybe. Do I have any more? And this is just 4 months on HRT. I'm pretty sure I have a picture in here somewhere of. Oh, actually, I do. I've got several. So, nope, that does not translate well at all. Okay, so I guess I will, at the end of this video, I will tack on a picture of me then and the one that I took yesterday, last night before work. And I'll try to do a side-by-side comparison, and you guys can see for yourselves. All right, so that was the longest 23 questions I've received or ever answered, and I do apologize for that. But if you made it this far, hopefully I answered any of your questions, and if not, send some more. I'll compile another list and maybe do another video in the future. All right, so everyone, I hope everyone is staying safe. Stay 6 feet apart from people, and stay healthy. You guys have a great time, great day, and great weekend. Bye.